Hey, what do you call biscuits?
Like they're like kind of like scones. They look a lot like scones.
Yeah. Okay, so you call them
fluffy
biscuits.
fucks. Yeah, and then everything else, that is just cookies. The general.
But
term
so
for
what do you call a cookie then? Like a chocolate chip cookie.
A cookie.
That is confusing.
That is confusing.
Yeah.
If I was invited over to a Canadian's house for cookies, I would expect a chocolate chip cookie and no other biscuits.
That's what always is cookie is chocolate chip or white chocolate chip.
Well, like an Oreo is a cookie too. That'd be a cookie.
Oreo's a biscuit, bro.
No, not having it, man.
Oreo is 100% a biscuit. You're crazy. Canadians are crazy, man. So for the episode, I thought we'd just go talk about some of our
what is the
favorites.
difference between a cookie and a biscuit here then? Like, if
Cookie's just a cookie.
Yeah.
It's just one catch-all name for a chocolate chip or a chipped
biscuit.
Yeah, biscuit. Yeah.
Like a chocolate chip cookie is a cookie.
that's the only cookie.
That's the only cookie.
Well, white chocolate chip's a cookie.
Yeah.
Chocolate chips and a
So
cylindrical
Oreos or like
biscuits.
Any like
Biscuits.
the ones with the jam in the middle.
Biscuits.
Biscuits.
Mikado. Definitely.
That's fucked, man. No, I'm not having it.
I think you're. I mean, I don't. It's like
God, we should have banter like this on the podcast.
It's okay. I'm recording. We're there. So this will be the opening. When we were in New Zealand, it was a funny one. Chips is like all crisps are chips. And I think Lauren had an event, and they were like, we needed to order just like food for, and I think she
fucked it up.
She fucked it up. I'm trying to think what way she did this now. She asked for, I think she wanted to get chips, and it was like, just like food, like chips food, and then she ordered whatever from everything, but like tons of chips, but like or plates of chips, or whatever. So she arrived with
like
nothing.
French fries, like what we'd call French fries.
What you call French fries, yeah, it's what you wanted, and you just got nothing but crisps, nothing but crisps to feed the masses, yeah. And it's like, what the hell am I meant to do with all of these like crisps? It's like, well, you ordered. You said chips. It's like, duh. But no. So you guys are crazy. So I guess we...
Nonsense.
The Irish know where it's at. Like, we have the legitimate...
You got some claim to potato foods, that's for
That's
sure.
true.
Yeah, actually, we're definitely the authority.
Stay away from
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, if I'm being honest, the term French fry doesn't make any fucking sense to me anyways.
Unless you were in France, you know?
The Belgians take that really personally. They claim it. It's the Belgian fry, and the French stole it.
And call it a French fry.
French fry, yeah.
Oh, the French do claim it?
Apparently, well, they'll say it's theirs, but the Belgians have got like the first recorded sliced bit of potato
that's fried.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to prove that one, like, you know. No, that is ours, you'll find. Speaking of chips, we were talking about fighting games, I think, is our thing for this week. So just
a bit of a reach with that segue, but chip damage.
Yeah,
maybe?
That's all I got. Roll the intro.
Yeah.
All right, so it's me, Darren Wade, your host on the Gift of Gaming podcast, and on this week's genre corner for fighting games, I'm joined by KP. Kev, how are you?
Very well, man. Thank you for having me back.
Of course, it's been a hot minute since you've been on the pod. How you been?
Good. Yeah, can't complain now. Busy with gaming.
Good. What are you playing?
Well, I dove back into Baldur's Gate 3 after a little bit of a rage quit
every day.
hiatus.
Yeah, I look at it and I'm just like, one of these days.
Yeah, it's such a.
It's a fun one. Like I'll dip in and out of it a lot because I find like to sit down and play it, I need to set time aside. Do you know what I mean?
It's a kind of game where I don't think you can really do a whole lot in it unless you've got about 2 hours.
Yeah,
like a 2 hour
minimum. Yeah. And like for me, like usually like the first half hour is kind of reminding myself where I am in the story, going back to camp, buffing my team, like getting ready to actually go and play the game.
Yeah.
But like I lose like a solid
the
like
admin.
25%. Yeah, the admin. Yeah.
With that game, I can probably sit down for 20 minutes, 45 minutes here and there and chip away at it. But my problem is like because of the half-hour warm-up, I can't let it sit and stew for too long, or else I'll make a new character. I was just like, I have no idea what he was doing, so I have to like really commit to playing that game through, or it's never going to get finished. And that pretty much the same case with any sort of like RPG like that.
If it wasn't for the journals, I think I'd really struggle. I have to go back and read per like character or like side.
Oh, they're like what they were up to.
Yeah. Because otherwise, I'm gone. Because I only just went into Baldur's Gate, the actual city itself.
I never even got there.
No,
you know?
neither did I. I didn't get on Act 1.
But it took me
man.
time. Like every time I see it, I think I'm on like 120 hours at the moment, and I've only just started Act 3.
Yeah, but
So-
I think Craig and the lads were saying that Act 3 is the shortest of them. So
Oh,
maybe you're close to finishing.
Well, that's gas because other times when I was like, I remember I was telling like Luke, like a pal of ours that like me and Darren are through work and stuff. Yeah, he was saying, "Oh no, Kev, Act 2 is the quickest." So I keep getting all these mixed.
You're just going to be in Baldur's Gate 3
people
forever.
have told me that as well. It's like, no, don't worry, Act 3 is super fast. So I'll find out eventually. I'll get through it.
So you think you will finish it?
Yeah, I will, but I keep getting distracted from it. Like very easily, I'll play a more like kind of standard like open world story game just to because it's easier, like an action adventure style game.
Yeah.
That I don't have to like. I completed God of War Ragnarok in my little hiatus because I was just like I need a normal game that I can just
Something
get through.
that's a little bit more linear than
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate. Because Baldur's Gate, my problem with the game is that I could have gone off
Too many options. And
for
you want to do them all.
ages. Yeah. It's the side quest inside of it is just because everything seems so alive in it that you want to give everything a shot. And also, it's one of those games where for me, my OCD kicks in something fierce, and I really struggle to actually get through the game in terms of cleaning my inventory. Like if I go for a little while and I ever become over encumbered, it's like, okay, back to camp and now to reorganize everything I have, and I'll clear everybody's inventory and
Selling all
restack
the
it. And like
cups
this
and plates that you
Yeah.
picked up. Yeah, I'm the exact same way.
So it really is a test for me. Also on the show, I'm sure you heard him talking already, is the console hating, PC playing, lore seeking, full time Canadian himself, Chris Roberts. Chris, thanks for coming on for the fighting episode.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you still playing Baldur's Gate 3?
I am not. No, I got a bunch of things on the go because I finished Armored Core and like 100%ed it. And
Nice.
when I did it, like it was just fucking heartbreaking. Actually, I was so depressed. I was like, well,
What am I to play now? Kind of thing.
what am I
what?
going to do now? So I started looking for mech games. Didn't find anything great, but yeah, I don't know. My rotation right now kind of depends on the numbers we have. But if there's at least 3 of us, we've been playing a lot of Lethal Company.
Oh, nice. Is that still going strong?
Yeah, it's good crack, man. It's funny. It's hideous. It is an ugly looking game.
But I
it's
think
not even
that's-
a gig, like to install it. Like it is.
I've enjoyed the look of it though because I never played it, but I watched a lot of streams of it, you know. And
Really?
Yeah, just people playing it for fun because it was just so funny. Like people getting, I love the idea that when someone dies, that's it, comms are off, you can't hear them. And all that
Oh
kind of
no,
stuff.
we're on Discord and we're like listening to each other.
Okay,
And
yeah.
That's the funniest part where you'd be like telling someone to go into like. My buddies were egging me on, trying to get me to go in this dark room, and I heard some skittering. I was like, nope, fuck this. Started running away, and all my friends are making fun of me.
It looks great. I think Donkey did a great video on it, and it's one of those ones like those little gems that come out, and you're just like, that's a good fun party game.
Yeah.
I wish I had something more exciting to say other than I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth
Of course,
nonstop.
You haven't even. So the other games I've been playing is just been running the gamut with fighting games. I've just been playing.
Oh,
cranking
yes.
them out,
Nice.
Man, I've been just dipping my toes in a lot of the ones that I've been meaning to, just to test the waters. I'm surprised you haven't brushed up no Tekken or anything.
No, so Tekken's been nice in that. Now, in fairness, the last week, no, I haven't played any Tekken. But before, when I first picked up Rebirth, there were times where I was like, okay, I don't really have the 4 hours. I'm heading down to see the folks, or I'm heading out a little bit to cinema, whatever it might be, and I'll do a couple online matches in Tekken, and that's been nice. That's been real easy. But no, for the most part, it's Tekken side of death. While I absolutely play Final Fantasy Rebirth till like 3 or 4 in the morning and wake up wrecked for work. That's been my modus operandi for like the last week, I'd say. Just way too late. And the thing about it is like, oh, I'll go to bed now. That's what I'll do. It's 1 a.m. I'll go to bed, and I go to bed, and the PlayStation Portal is on the bedside table, and I was like, oh, it couldn't hurt to put another hour on while I'm in bed, and then it's 3 or 4, and
It feels like you're almost like gone to sleep, if you know what I mean. It's like you don't mind like stealing that kind of hour back. It's like, oh, I've gone from couch to bed. I can play some more games
that's
right
close
now.
enough to sleep. Yeah, that's doing my body good. So game wise, we're talking about fighting games. This is a little genre corner. We thought we'd bring to the table some of our favorite fighting games. But Chris, seeing as you're the man who's been getting some fighting games together, what's first on your mind? What have you been dipping your toes into?
Well, if there's me and my buddy Dave, which there normally is, like depending on if he's working or not too late, we play Street Fighter 6, 1v1 all the time.
Who's the better player?
He is. Hate to say it, and he plays Zangief, which is like trashed here, and he just beats the piss out of me, man. It drives me nuts. It just fucking grabs me and like, I don't know. He does these crazy strong moves, and it, like a third of your health bar. Like we actually like calculated. It only takes him to 3 times to do this, and I'm completely dead. It fucking drives me nuts.
I have a real problem with Zangief. Years and years ago, I was seeing this girl, and we were like at an arcade or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, we play Street Fighter." And I was like, "Oh, you play?" And she's like, "Well, no, not really, but it could be fun." And I was like, "Yeah, sweet." So she picked Zangief. She's like, "Oh, he looks, like pretty strong or whatever."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, yeah, he's massive, whatever." And she just did that spinning move, like the
lariat?
The lariat. And I could not escape it. And so much so, it was like, "Do you want another round?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go again." Did the same thing, and I just was like, "No, I'm determined to beat this," and I could not do it. And I hate Zangief for that. Like,
Yeah.
I'll never play as him.
That's part of one of his combos. He kind of comes in, does like a frog splash headbutt, and spins with that, and like it hits you like, well, it either hit you once really hard, or if you block it, it'll hit like 3 or 4 times, and you have to keep blocking the entire time, or else one's going to catch you.
When you block as well, does it go negative health a touch? Or
There's no chip damage.
Okay.
In this one, unless like there's this new mechanic called the drive meter. So you can do all sorts of like extra special moves, or like a drive rush, or like a drive impact. But it uses this bar, which is sort of like a resource in itself. So it'll chip away at that bar. And if this bar completely disappears, you'll be in like a burnout stage, and then you take chip damage.
Oh, okay.
And you're slower and shit. So
I like it, yeah. And that was brand new to Street Fighter 6.
yeah, that was the new. I don't want to say gimmick, but the new mechanic for this game, because they are always adding something, right, to change things up.
The new mechanic for Tekken 8 had an unfortunate name. It was called Heat. It's called Heat. So oftentimes you see, I was talking to Kev about it. We play online and be like, "Yeah, I love it when Nina Williams goes into Heat." And like, it's just pretty poorly named. Yeah. So that was their new gimmick. Great addition to Tekken 8, but unfortunate name.
Yeah, not ideal.
And so Street Fighter 6, and because there's a couple of fighting games that we want to get into, but I just wanted to touch on the fact that we have the trifecta of, next generation, in theory, fighting games, and that you've got Street Fighter 6, I've Tekken 8, and Kev, you've Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
How did you find Mortal Kombat? Because Mortal Kombat 1 was the first one to come out, right? Or was that after Street Fighter 6 or before Street Fighter 6?
Street Fighter 6 was the first of this new
gen fighting.
Of these the big 3 here. There's been other ones. They're still very much alive over the years, but yeah.
The new gen. And how has, because one thing I want to get on is where like modern day fighting games are at. Mortal Kombat 1, where does it rate?
For me, like, I've played a litany of different Mortal Kombat games, and I think, with the exception of this one, there's only one game in that like series that's arguably better than it. In MK9, this is glorious to play. The story mode is awesome, because I don't know if you guys ever kept up with this series at all. They did a really fun thing at the end of the last game, where they basically rewrote time. Yeah, and so this is starting from brand new, so they just have carte blanche to do whatever they want with the characters and reimagine them wherever they want.
Like a soft reboot, isn't it?
Yeah, like they all look the same.
Raiden now, is that?
So kind of Raiden's still in it, but
they've switched.
Yeah, so like Liu Kang's the fire god, and Raiden's just a normal human, but like he becomes the Earth Realm champion for Mortal Kombat. And like Mortal Kombat itself, like, because like Liu Kang rewrote the world basically, so he's obviously a good guy. So like no one's ever died in this version of Mortal Kombat, you know what I mean? Which is like it was a bit of a choice, because like fans, whenever lore gets changed, can be and you'd be worried there'd be a bit of a blowback there, but there hasn't been. Like I think like widely enough, like community accepts that it's a fucking great game, really good game. On the topic of like new mechanics being added to it, they added being added to games, they added one. It's so good, the cameo system they call it.
See, this one I've heard mixed reviews on.
Okay,
because some people are complaining that like, because the meta, it's just like flavor of the month cameo, and that's all you see, and like people some people aren't too keen on it.
I find what I'm enjoying, basically what it is you pick a secondary person. So you pick your main roster character, and then you pick someone else to be like basically your backup. And they just have a limited set of moves. Like you can't like tag them in like Tekken tag or anything like that. It's just like they can do one of like 3 or 4 things.
Okay.
And it's really good for what I find it does help with, like if you come up against people online who are like dicks for like zoning or whatever like that, and kind of just like controlling the pace and like using like moves from distance, like Quan Chi. Anytime I come up against someone playing as Quan Chi, I know I'm in for a bad time because he's real good at like
just the range moves.
It's like Dal's in Street Fighter, just
the long arms.
Yeah.
Every fighting game has them. Like,
and it's so annoying. It really is so annoying. But with the cameo system, you can like, you know, you can use like Kun Lao as your cameo, and he can teleport you. So if you had a character that didn't have like a move for like ranged combat, you can basically just use this to get you close. And then you can also use the cameo system to like chain combos that you shouldn't be able to like link.
I quite like that. So it's kind of almost like a strategy planning for.
Yeah.
So if you're going online, it's like, hey, I don't want to have to deal with these range pains in the ass, so I'm gonna have
100%. Yeah. And another fun thing about it is like, you know, with any of these games, I imagine most people have like in Street Fighter or Tekken, you have like someone that you like main as like your and then you might have someone that you're comfortable with. With this, you don't really need to be comfortable with your secondary, with your cameo player, because like the buttons to use them are always the same. It just they'll
just come in and do a thing. That's it. Okay, yeah,
that's basically it. So you've got like 16 or 20 different cameos, and each one of them they'll interact with your main character differently. So you've got all this like area to explore, how to like get them to like chain combos to get how to use them really well.
Man,
and then you can like try to do this with somebody else, realize they're not gelling together. It's really cool. It's really fun way of like exploring the game and getting more, I suppose, out of like just a heads up fighting game. You know, you get tons out of it.
The implications a system like that has for balance scares the fuck out of me, though, because I'm just thinking about my boy Zangief. If he could teleport or had some sort of ranged fireball,
I hate him so much.
Brutal. Like, he'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, because that's the one thing I have to say. Like, I mean, look, I'm sure there's the balancing in gameplay across all games. Any kind of competitive game exists, but with the likes of fighting games, I've always been insanely impressed by devs' ability to make a balanced game when characters can be so different. Smash Brothers being kind of the top one for me, with characters of such a varying kind of fighting style or wacky or whatever else, that they still can make them
doo-doo. And like my boy Donkey Kong, he's not very good.
Oh, maybe you should be better at the game, Chris.
I'm just saying. I'm like,
no, they have tiers. They have
completely
tiers,
different. Like if we're playing like the 4-player Smash, I mean, anything goes.
Yeah.
But like the 1v1 competitive scene, like there's some characters that just
they have. I mean, I suppose it's like
have you seen Melee? It's just like foxes and Marths, just like blanking around nonstop.
One of my favorite. I'll go into a little competitive. I know we're jumping around the place here, but speaking on Melee, I went to a Smash Brothers tournament years ago in the back page. It was the first time I ever went to the back page pub, and we loved it ever since, you know. But it was this big tournament with Smash Brothers Melee, so there was loads of GameCubes, loads of TVs. And at the time, we were always playing Smash Brothers, but like that, I was like, screw it, I'm going to pick my bro, which is Luigi, who in Melee would be, I'm not saying bottom tier, but like pretty low to the bottom. But it was great. I felt like it was the first time I was ever like competitively famous at a fighting game, because you're in the pub, and I got through the first 2 rounds. Second round was real dodgy. Like I definitely was waiting for my opportunity to pounce and snaking a couple of kills. But everybody I was fighting, it was Falcos, Foxes, Marts. That was essentially everybody that was in the tournament. And I got through my first rounds, got into the quarterfinals or semifinals or something, and I went up to the bar to get a drink. There was 2 guys talking, and one of them was like, "Did you hear Luigi has gotten to the quarterfinals?" And I was getting my pipe being like, "You're damn right, fellas."
That's great.
Yeah, but I mean, there are definitely characters who are way worse for certain games. I mean, Luigi being a lower tier character in Smash Brothers, Donkey Kong as well. But balance wise, let's say in Mortal Kombat, do you find that it's Mortal Kombat 1's fairly balanced?
Yeah, there's definitely like layers to like the strength points that like certain characters have, and like as I said, if I'm playing online, there's probably about 3 or 4 characters. If I pick someone else's if I see that someone else has picked them, I'm a bit like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like the big bad guys, usually like you're like General Shao, he's called him. This one, that's Shao Kahn from previous ones. They're just stronger, and if they just do one of these like linked combos using the cameo that I said, like you're 100%. You can go down to like, you know, less than 50 like straight off the bat, and you're just like, well, that's a shit time for me, because I don't know how to play as them either. That's the thing. I didn't bother trying to learn. So
Johnny Cage
Johnny Cage. So I didn't actually gel with him as well as I thought I would. I do use him, but I main Raiden way more. And I did. To be fair, I watched some like clips on YouTube of like some very accomplished like MK1 players, and a lot of them seemed to be using Raiden. And there was a couple combos that I knew off the top of my head that they linked, so I didn't realize you could do that. So I was like, I'm obviously swapping to that, and that's been like my go-to the last little while. Yeah, I've got a decent enough ratio. I think I'm on like. I think I got like a 55% win rate at the moment, which I'm more than happy with considering I've played like 600 or 700 games online now. So
that's very decent. Yeah.
I'm all right with that. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Now I do want to like explore other characters, and that will bring it down. Yeah, because I'm just sticking on.
Oh, it's not based on character.
No, should be based on it's your overall. Yeah. I would thought that would make a bit more sense. And also, actually, when I say this, I haven't got really that much into the ranked play yet because I played a few ranked games. So boring.
It's the thing about fighting games in general that's always freaked me out. And Tekken 8's the first time where I've really stepped into actually playing competitively online and doing ranked games. I did a little bit in Tekken 7, and it was like the juggling effect was something.
Oh, it was brutal.
Was how you play Tekken 7 was the juggle, and
you got to hit once, and then it's just like. Yeah. 3/4 of your bars.
And
gone.
I never considered myself a rage quitter, but Tekken 7 online was the closest thing I ever got to smashing a controller, like in terms of and it was like it took the fun out. But that was me.
I fucking hated Kings too. Like,
oh my god!
Grab you once and you just put your controller down, go make a coffee or something because you just.
There's a hilarious video that was on of some guy who was playing competitively and he comes across a King and he's like, oh god, this is in Tekken 7. He's like, oh god, and King does the grab and he's doing all the different wrestling moves because it's a really hard combo to pull off as King, but if you can pull it off, there's almost no way to get out of it as the opposition. And this guy is slamming the control because I guess he's quite competitive, playing fairly high up ranked play, doesn't want to lose, whatever, and he's smashing the buttons on his controller, just screaming to be like, no, let me go, but he just cannot break out of this dude's thing. But that's the kind of stuff. Yeah, you can really like the problem with the competitive stuff is you can come across people who really just kind of. I wouldn't say they haven't hacked the system. They're playing the game, but it's probably the most frustrating way to play against somebody. Anybody like that in Street Fighter, Chris? Do you play much online aside from playing with the mates?
Very little. You just get the shit kicked out of me. But Street Fighter, you can't string together combos quite like I see in Tekken. Although, like with the new drive rush mechanic, kind of like this, what you said with linking together combos. You can kind of do that with the drive rush, and it's pretty nutty if like some of the top Kens. If they get you in the corner, you're fucked. Like, it is nuts what they can do. And Ken, of course, is like top tier. Ken and Luke, I think, are the best in the game right now. But, some people are just nutty. And then some people are just fucking annoying, too. They just sit in the corner and, like, zone you out.
Yeah. It's the problem with playing online. It's such a 50-50 job for me. It's like, I've got 20 minutes left on my lunch. Need to have a nice time playing video games. You go back to work, like, fuming. Do you know what I mean? Because you come across.
That's the one thing, though, about... Like, I love fighting games, but I know I'm shit at them, so I don't feel bad when I just get stomped. And I'm just like, you know what, I can't keep up. And I feel like age is catching up with me, too. I do feel a little slower than when I was a kid.
It's the arthritic fingers settling in.
I actually thought I noticed something like that happening the other day, where I had just gone out, like I picked some stuff up for lunch, and I... came back from work. It was cold out.
Yeah, that'll do it too.
And I got back in and I was like, I'll play a few games. I'll get online real quick. And I was like, something's gone wrong here with my fingers. Like, these just aren't working the way they're meant to. I was getting my ass handed. I was like, come on.
You're against some sort of like 16-year-old on the other side, just absolutely whooping you when he's drinking from his can of Monster in his like well-warmed room, just wrecking you. Like,
he's not even tapping the button. He's just shaking from all the caffeine.
And apart from Street Fighter 6, Chris, where else have you been on your fighting game buzz?
I picked up I shouldn't say I picked up, it's free now, but I tried out the Killer Instinct game finally. Just like kind of dipped my toes and did like the arcade mode. It is, you get a good dopamine rush from it because it is so combo friendly. Like you like hitting one fucking button and you just do the nuttiest combos.
So playing as Eddie,
just like brutal combo, and it's like fucking right it is.
I'll just keep slamming the circle
combo
button.
on you. You only have to hit 2 buttons to do a combo breaker. He's like combo breaker. You're like fuck yeah, man.
I'm the king of this game.
But so I did pick it up. It's free, but I didn't find out until I downloaded it that even though it is free, you only get one character available to you.
Okay.
You have to pay for the others, I'm assuming, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I started thinking, that is a great model for video games.
So,
for fighting games
games.
specifically, because they're kind of like daunting for a new player to get into.
Yep.
But this way they can try with zero commitment, just like hard drive space. And they can at least try out one character, get a feel for the game, and if it's for them, then they can invest money in.
It's the model that I actually have it written down here as something that's worth going into, because Smash Brothers was so successful with they're releasing the DLC, the fighter packs, and everyone went mad for who's the next character that's going to be in the game. Now Smash Brothers is different because it could have been anybody from any video game, so there was a huge amount of hype around it. But I'm surprised with Tekken, because now for me as a guy who's been playing Tekken since Tekken, 3 really, that they land us when you buy the game, when you get the game, it's 32 character roster is what you're given from the start.
A huge roster.
Huge roster. And a bit like I have a couple of characters that I love playing, but even me, I was
Steve. I played Tekken 7 recently.
Yeah.
And I was just like tinkering because Street Fighter 6 just released Ed. He's a boxer character, or they were about to release Ed. I was like, you know what? Let's gear up for some boxing. So I played Steve, and that was the funnest fucking character I've ever played in a video game.
So Steve's great in 7. He's much harder to play as in 8. And funny enough, one of the...
Is he? Oh, okay.
But like, I mean, if you can crack him, he's great.
The juking out of the way.
I used to play as him a bit in one of the earlier ones as well, and I absolutely love playing.
He's great.
Isn't it like the buttons that should like correlate to kicking for him?
It's just dodges for him.
But it doesn't. If you do a dodge back and then punch, like all of his punches are like powered basically.
Yeah.
They take away. Oh yeah, man. I
So
used to love playing as him.
One of my online fights, my early online fights, I play as martial law. He's my main in Tekken 8, and I was whooping ass for the most part. I was like, hey, this is great. I think when people come across martial law, they expect just a bicycle kick move over and over again. It's kind of how law was played. I don't play him like that. I hate that move. So I think people just didn't really know how to read me. So I was getting a good few wins early on. I was like, this is great. And I came across this guy, and Tekken 8 has this really good system with the online ranked play where it is legitimately, if you want it to be, a best out of 3. So when you finish a match, you can both put in to say if you want a rematch, and it literally, you can only rematch up until it goes to best out of 3, and then it moves you on to the next person. So you'll get that option.
Or best out of... Oh yeah, okay.
Just 3, because then it moves you on. You don't get any more than that. And I came across this guy, this Steve, and I won the first game. He won the second, and he destroyed me in the second. And it was the most stylish defeat I've ever. Like, he was playing as. It was like I was in a boxing match, and this guy was just whooping my ass. The most stylish fight I've ever been in. And coming into the third round, I was like, I don't think I have what it takes to beat this guy. And in the third round, he almost got a perfect on me. Almost. I managed to hit him once or twice. But no part of me was disappointed that I lost, because he looked amazing. It was the most stylish loss I've ever suffered in a video game. But on my point about the character thing is that I'm surprised Tekken had 32 characters right off the bat. I was like, give us 16 or whatever else, and if you want to charge people like 150 per every character, like, I mean, maybe
they
don't
would
have
have
80 quid, but like, it's such a good way to build up hype for a game as well.
But you can't charge $70 for a game and then charge them for
True that. So I'd
more of it.
Yeah, I would have knocked a tenner off the price of the game, and then for the rest of the roster,
I would say, like, if you're going to start charging for most of the roster, make it either free or very cheap, maybe like a $10 entry fee or something.
Tekken 8 though, it's a next gen looking game. There's no way they would have been able to afford. But they have the season pass. They're bringing on the season pass where they're bringing out a fighter every spring, summer,
that's
winter,
the same price
autumn.
as the game, right?
No, I think I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen the price for it, but I'm assuming it's probably like a 15 quid for the 4 or 20 quid for the 4
season
fighters.
Pass? No,
I think so, something like that. Maybe you think it's
Mortal
what
Kombat.
more?
I think it'll be probably like 40.
Fuck man, for 4 characters.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
at minimum.
Mortal Kombat are still in that phase of like just like bringing in like just random DLC characters like superheroes and stuff like Homeland.
Yeah, you got Omni-Man.
You got Omni-Man?
Yeah. J.K. Simmons voiced them for the game. It's awesome.
Well.
Like, yeah, so cool. John Cena's in it now as Peacemaker.
Yeah, because
Homelander's on his way.
the fun thing about
Homelander and Omni-Man was a weird decision because they're essentially the same.
They are the same character.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're looking for, and that's the great thing about Mortal Kombat, it being such a violent game, all of those kind of violent characters throughout, other mediums, be it like movies, comics, whatever, they get a free pass into Mortal Kombat. You couldn't really put any of those characters into the likes of Tekken or Street Fighter and having the same impact. Putting Homelander in there to like rip someone in half is like, that's
it's gonna be great.
That
that's
fits,
legit. Yeah, that fits.
It's gonna be absolutely class. I think there's some there's rumors of other ones that are on their way out as well. Like apparently Doom guys are going to come into it at some point as well. And then other,
he missed his window in Smash, so yeah, I guess I'm sure he'd be delighted to get into.
Smash would have been cool, but he never really fit.
No,
even more so than Snake, I think, because Doom is a violent game, lots of blood and gore, and I think he's much more suited for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Street Fighter 6, has it got any other characters on the way? Are they done?
No, they're not done. They've released 3. Akuma's still slated to be out by the end of the year, and that's just year 1. Like, by the end of Street Fighter 5's life cycle, I think they had a huge roster too. I don't know the actual numbers, but they'll keep coming and coming.
But
they'll milk it as much as possible.
On your point for Killer Instinct, it is such a great model for a game, just to have a very small roster, and if you're into it, the game's cheap or free, and all of these extra characters that come in, you pay for them as you want. League of Legends, I know that it's not getting off the fighting topic, but League of Legends, they introduce heroes all the time. Are they paid for? Or are they free?
You can pay for them, but you also get in-game currency in that game where you can buy them with that.
Okay.
Usually, you would pay money for skins and stuff in League of Legends.
But the characters are always available.
If you play a character all the time, that's your main. You want people to know that,
I'm invested in this character.
Then you buy a skin for it.
Nice. Yeah, I think it'd be good. Tekken 8 has... they've released they're doing a 4 character a year, but it looks at things in terms of for each season.
Yeah, sounds like Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, but they have the internet's gone mad to try and get because in Tifa, from Final Fantasy. So the timing is perfect, man. The timing will be perfect. Yeah. So for Tekken 7, Kev, they had Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. Really bizarre choice. Dreadful character. Didn't fit at all. Dreadful character for Tekken. But people were putting up in if you're doing guest characters, Tifa from Final Fantasy has to make it, and she's just a beat 'em up character. And someone put up a clip. They were obviously playing on the PC. They were playing Final Fantasy 7 Remake on the PC, and they had a zoomed out. I guess on the PC they were able to do it, but they'd zoomed out the camera in a weird way that they were kind of looking almost to the side as she was fighting across the screen, and she was comboing this NPC and juggling them the whole way. And I was watching, the whole point they were putting up in she's perfect for Tekken, and I was it's like I'm watching a Tekken mod. She would be perfect for the game.
Really, the only one that fit, because you couldn't. They could. Because they did it with Noctis, but throwing Cloud or Sephiroth in there would just...
I'd hate it. And I love those characters.
So
it would look stupid. Yeah, Noctis looks stupid, and I was a fan of him. But with the fighting games, aside from Smash Brothers, Mortal Kombat can get away with it because I think it's a funny, violent, whatever. Yeah. With Tekken, I would take Tifa, but after that, I'd want just crossovers. Give me some Street Fighter characters. Give me some Mortal Kombat characters.
Fast.
Another character that Tekken got that's much more suited for Mortal Kombat was Negan.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah,
the strangest choice to put in a Tekken game.
Fucking wild.
How did he get there? Of all the A, why The Walking Dead, and B, of all the characters in The Walking Dead, why Negan with a baseball bat?
Baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah. He was. That was 7 had some weird guest character choices. Well, Akuma was the story behind the Akuma thing was that. Before Tekken 7 was released, Tekken and Bandai Namco and Capcom had come together to do a crossover. So they were going to make a Street Fighter X Tekken game in the style of Street Fighter, and then afterwards they're going to make a Tekken X Street Fighter game in the style of Tekken. So they're going to do these two things, big collaboration, and the two games have been quite different. Okay. And the Capcom, the Street Fighter X Tekken one just didn't really hit, wasn't successful, and then Tekken was like, oh crap, but we don't want to do that again. We don't have the money to make it all. It's not going to be worth it for us. But we really because they had a plan with the game with Akuma, but they were like, but can we still take Akuma, please? And they were like, yeah, sure, because the entire storyline of Tekken 7 is based around Akuma being the one of the main villains, which is such a strange choice.
Capcom probably made a stipulation. He's as long as he's the strongest in the universe, and he is too. He comes in and just whoops the shit out of Heihachi.
It was great,
and he was broken in the game too because he throw fireballs. And shit,
I hated him. I hated him in that. It's why I never got into Street Fighter. Is the way Street Fighter plays? They designed them to kind of even the combos you were inputting, and the timing was kind of Street Fighter-esque. I never got the hang of Street Fighter. My entire life playing it, we had Street Fighter Turbo 2 or Street Fighter 2 Turbo, whatever it was on the Nintendo, and I just could never get into it. The pacing of it. Speaking of storylines, Mortal Kombat 1, decent storyline. I know that's not what you play it for, but
Do you know what? I really like. Maybe I'm a rarity in this world, but I really do enjoy the story of Mortal Kombat. Like in like the story mode. Like the way they do it's actually pretty clever. Like this game, there's like 16 chapters, and each chapter has 4 levels in it, and it's just basically it's a movie, and then you do a 2-round fight, and then it's a bit more of a movie and a 2-round fight. Like the money they pumped into the movie side of it firstly is unreal. Like graphically, it looks absolutely amazing. But they went down a route about like 3/4 into it. It's a bit of a spoiler, so heads up. They went
a fighting game spoiler. Yeah.
They went multiverse.
Good.
Yeah. So
of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Mortal Kombat multiverse. And it's just bonkers what happens in like the last quarter of it, but it's very fun. It's the usual, good versus evil, of course. They open up the storyline for characters who are maybe like secondary characters in different versions of the game. Like for example, like Jax, Sonya Blade, they're not in this game on the main roster, so like their story hasn't been told yet. What's the name? Cabal, Kano, their stories haven't been told yet. So this is something they can all do in the future. And then they kind of expanded on backstory that never existed before for other characters, like your man, like Lizard, for example, has got a backstory and is now a good guy. Baraka is no longer just like an evil looking man for no like reason at all, like just has no agenda. It's now he's a good guy, and he's actually like
Baraka's a good guy.
Do you know what
do not approve?
They said
he's like a cannibal, isn't he?
So
Chris, there are good cannibals in the world too.
He still will be like, you kind of feel bad for him. Instead of it just being that they're a race of really like evil people like Tarkatan. Tarkat is now a disease that he got affected with, and that's what it does to you over time. It turns into this like cannibalistic monster.
Yeah, but then that doesn't make sense with
sort of stuff.
Melina's backstory, because she's half Tarkatan.
Well, in this one, so they go into it, and they infected her with a Shang Tsung, played her part.
Soft reboots, Chris. You just got to be open to it all.
Right,
they can do whatever they like. Though. That's the fun thing. Like the story, it's properly good. It's good crack. Like it's a bit mental. When they went multiverse, I was like, hard.
But multiverse is the thing of the 2010s, really, isn't it? The 2020s, I should say, is everybody does multiverse now. Yeah. There's a fighting game called Multiverses, so it's what we're.
Can't wait till it comes back.
Oh man, yeah. Really? Are you looking forward to Multiverses?
Yeah. I'll play it again. I'll play it when it comes. Well, if it comes back though, there's a lot of shit going on with Warner Brothers that we'll probably cover in the news episode. But and they might be dipping out of games,
most things. Yeah. Unless it's Harry Potter. Which is apparently
well, I mean, Multiverses works for what they pitched as their new vision, which is live service games. Like they don't want to sell you a game once; they want to
just keep you real.
They want to make more not linear, regular like
income.
Yeah,
they want
consistent income. Yeah, not spikes.
I was going
to talk about like the story mode, because I've also been playing, and this is. I shouldn't say it's slept on, but like of us casuals, we talk about the big three: the Mortal Kombat, the Street Fighter, the Tekken. But Guilty Gear is fucking amazing,
storyline wise.
So this is what I'm getting into. Is like, no, I'm just saying it's an amazing game. Great visuals, probably the best soundtrack. Easy to get into, a lot of fun mechanics. But the story mode, because I dipped my toes back into that as well, because I knew it was a good game. It gets coverage at Evo and all that. And I looked at my old file, and I was just like, I never made it through the story mode, which I thought was kind of strange. So I was like, I didn't finish the story mode. Might as well do that. So I tucked back in and like going through these scenes. I watched like maybe 5-10 minutes of these cutscenes. I was like, holy shit. Like, I don't have time for this. Like, I got to get back to work or something. So I started like, I want to get into at least one fight. So I started mashing, skipping scenes, skipping dialogues. I do this for about another like 5 minutes. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's
so
like
I was
a short movie.
I Google. I was like, what's up with Guilty Gear Strive's storyline? It's like, it's non-interactive.
It's just a movie.
Yeah, it's just a movie. I was like, what the fuck?
No wonder you didn't finish it. That's mental.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
It's just like an anime film. And then none of it makes sense because they're stringing together all these characters that I have no idea what's fucking going on. So it's like arcade mode it is.
Yeah. I'm actually going to get to the fighting the things. One thing I've really enjoyed the Tekken 8 story, and then we get into a few other games, is the Tekken 8 storyline. Myself and my brother are playing through it, and he'll come up here, we'll crack open a bottle of wine just to play the story mode because it's fucking hilarious, like how ridiculous it is. It is literally, it is pure anime, like pure anime in style, but it accumulates with, now imagine this, like you've got all these wacky characters, like one guy, King wears a king mask and he's a pro wrestler or whatever else, Steve who's a boxer, and all these people, and it's funny, they split him up.
Hayachi dies.
He's dead.
Comes back.
Well, I mean, we don't know. I haven't finished 8 yet, but so I don't know if he's back or not.
Who's going to die in this one? Kazuya?
I would hope so. Yeah, that's what it's alluding to anyway. But I'm at the last section of the game, and there's this big battle, this huge fight with like G Corp versus the Zaibatsu Corporation, like the two big things, and it's a full blown like tanks and everything marching on each other, and all of a sudden then all of the Tekken 8 characters run out, everyone stops firing the guns, and everyone's just punching shit and I'm like, this is so wild. And like there's a bit where like Steve comes out and he's like running towards, and it's in like decent enough CGI kind of like FMV stuff, and he's running towards the fight, and they start firing guns at him, and with his boxing abilities he's dodging bullets, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to sit down and have a glass of wine to. It is so good.
Do they still do the thing where they're having a full conversation? Everyone understands each other, but they're all speaking their own language.
Everyone's speaking language. I love that. Yeah. Because King is speaking lion, I guess, or tiger, or whatever. Yeah. And Steve Fox in his British accent is like, yeah, we'll go get him or whatever. It is so wacky. Just one of the games I was thinking about when we were talking about fighting games, a thing I haven't played in ages, but I'd love to go back to, Soul Calibur.
Oh, classic, yeah.
Soul Calibur was
really enjoyed that.
Fun one. I think it just got outpaced.
It did, because the last time I really engaged with it was the early 2000s when they had depending on what console you got it. Like if you were Xbox, you got Hellspawn. If it was PlayStation, you got Heihachi, and if you played it on Nintendo, you got Link as the bonus character in the actual. So we're talking.
There's Yoda and Darth Vader and Link, wasn't there?
So that's probably one of the more recent ones. But I'm talking about like I think Soul Calibur 2, Soul Calibur 3 maybe might have been because the box art, depending on the physical copies, depending on which one you bought, the PlayStation one would have Heihachi in the top right corner, or Spawn, or Hellspawn, or Link. But really fun in terms of, at that age, I wasn't too big into combo heavy games. I wasn't really that good at Tekken at the time. But there was something about playing as Keelik with a quarterstaff that was just so satisfying in that game. And like knocking people off the edge.
Heavy too,
it was mash heavy, yeah. And with like massive, big hulking characters that you would just mash controls with. But Soul Calibur was a game that I'd love a modern Soul Calibur. I think I'd give Soul Calibur a shot again if it came out, but I don't know. Is Soul Calibur Capcom or Bandai, or who's... I have it here, actually. Let me just have a look.
I couldn't tell you.
Soul Calibur is...
When I look into some of these games and then I look into the publishers, I get shocked at how many, like... I think it's Arclight Studios does Guilty Gear, and they publish a lot of fighting games.
Yeah.
Just like,
they're just in the zone.
How are you publishing like products that compete with your products? It's wild.
Soul Calibur, and I also have down here, did any of you guys play Urban Reign on the PlayStation 2? PlayStation exclusive. The only reason I picked it up was because it had Paul Phoenix and Martial Law in it as bonus characters.
That's cool.
And you have to finish the game 100%, and I would say the game is awful, but I loved it. Like if I played it now, I'd probably think it was awful, but it was a kind of a bit of a top-ish down, a bit of a WWE kind of camera style type thing.
I'm surprised. Did you ever play Urges?
Urges. Oh my god, we could play as
with Cloud and I think Tifa and
it had like Cloud, Tifa, Sephiroth, Red 13 knockoff, and I had like just lots of Final Fantasy knockoff characters. Urges was PlayStation 1 game, unbelievable game. I mean, now would probably play like crap.
Now that I remember it, I think I was just excited at the time because like Cloud and Sephiroth was in it.
Yeah.
But I remember like what I remember now was pretty bad.
Yeah, and it was like I don't think I could play it now at all. But at the time, to think that you could get, because the crossover shit just wasn't happening back in the late 90s. Just wasn't done. Smash Bros. Been the exception on Nintendo, but it was at that time it was purely Nintendo characters. Urges was. I was like, oh my god, Cloud's on the cover, and there's a Tifa, and that thing looks like Red 13. It's not Red 13, but I'm
still not even sure if it was legal. I like because I haven't seen the game since, and like it was a rare, like you'd find it at the bottom of a bin. With all the cheap games.
I'm surprised we don't see more games of like that style. Like it probably is a licensing issue there, but like I would do anything to see like you remember like Injustice or something where there was a bit of an attempt at crossing over there. Like
it was a good
I'd love
idea.
to see some more. Like get the big three or whatever. Throw some other characters in there as well.
Published by Square, so it wouldn't have been a.
Okay, yeah,
So
they definitely had the rights. Then.
Yeah, it was a Square published game. Was Airg's, but yeah, there's even the cover of it's so hilarious. There's even a guy topless with a gun for an arm. It's not Barrett, but it's a dude with a gun for an arm. So they literally just took characters from the Final Fantasy VII game. Any other fighting games you want to throw out that are worth a mention?
I mean, God, we're talking about all the big good ones, but like I've played a lot of shitters, man. I played like. Because I've been playing them since I was a kid, and I remember, a really bad one. There was Balls 3D, awful Super Nintendo game, like a really early attempt at like 3D. It just didn't make slowest frame rate I've ever seen.
And for a fighting game, that's not what you need.
But I'm pretty. Not only is it the worst fighting game, it might be the worst game I've ever played.
Now that is a statement, Chris.
Yeah, it's Shaq Fu. Like, have you guys ever played Shaq Fu? It is. Oh, it doesn't. You like hit one button and he'll start like flipping around the screen and doing like punching behind him. Like it doesn't make.
It's just broken. Like
it's so bad. It's so bad to the point. Like if you go to shaqfu.com, it's not a site like featuring the game. Well, I mean it's about the game, but it's not like promoting the game. It is a site dedicated, like our mission statement, find every single copy of this game and destroy it. Wipe it from history so no one else has to suffer.
I like it because Shaq Fu, you pick Shaq in, because we're doing our season 2 of the Battle Royale as part of our post show, some of the post show episodes. Yeah. So me and Craig did the first one there last week. And I was looking at the names again, and I was like, wait, how the fuck is Shaq in this again? And then I had in brackets, Chris recommends Shaq Fu, and I was like, well, I guess he doesn't.
Oh, yeah. It'd be funny if it comes down to him and like doing a dunk contest, because obviously he's going to win. But Shaq Fu is bad. I don't know, man. It's almost worth it to play it just to see how bad.
But it's like those movies, like So Bad It's Good, you know?
Yeah, there's no quality control back then. Like,
I don't think
just like, let's slap Shaq on the cover or something and ship it.
Ship it home. It's going to sell loads, boys. Awful. In terms of putting other names and things, so this is a good one, though. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in particular.
Oh, yeah. There were bangers. There's so many of them, though. That's the problem.
I think 2 would have been the one I played the most of, because I think that was a 3-character selection, so you had 3 characters on your team versus other 3 characters. I never picked the Capcom characters because I didn't know who they were, but at that age I was like, oh my god, I could have Captain America on the same team as like Wolverine and whoever else from the Marvel universe, and that was pretty good. But that was a fun beat 'em up.
Yeah, until somebody got good and then just put you in an infinite combo.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
that game like 0 or like 100% to 0 in one combo. Like it was pretty. I don't know which one it was, and I'm sure weren't all that bad.
It was. I think it was 2 or maybe 3. But I've seen videos of there's a certain character you could pick. Can't think of who it is now. The Sentinel maybe or something like that. They had this move that was it. Game over. If they got this off, that's it. That's the end. Which we've talked about balance at the start of the episode. It's not what you want in a fighting game.
No. There's some flops. I remember there's a Power Ranger. I think it was a Power Rangers fighting game, but one of the characters could like fly, and he was a small hitbox too, and he could fly, so like nothing on the ground could hit him, and he was just spam buttons. Just like there's no hope of beating him.
It's just, and because it's the thing that like if you didn't have it correct in the game, it like the balance side of things, it's awful, completely awful. We're approaching time. Is there any other fighting games you want to throw on the list for our listeners that you would recommend they play?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I think if you're like us and you only play and you're only familiar with like the big 3, definitely give Guilty Gear Strive specifically. That's the newer one out. Still getting new content too. New characters being announced. Great game. Definitely worth taking a peek.
What about you, Kev?
If you're into, I suppose, the actual like, it has to count as a fighting game because it's in the second title. But like the UFC games, if you've ever played them. If you got into like I think a lot of people in Ireland did at a point in time where UFC was like the fucking thing, everyone loved it. So I went out and bought one, being like, this game is gonna be, it has to be good. And when you're on your feet and you're doing the stand up, it is great. It's hyper realistic. It's really well done. You have to like watch your energy, all this sort of stuff. The only problem is that if you don't know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like a pro, you're absolutely trash when it goes to the ground.
I think it was free on the PlayStation, UFC 3 or something. They're on 4 or 5 now, are they?
Yeah.
So if they're on 5, it was 4 that came out for free on the PlayStation Plus, and I gave it a shot, and I started a campaign, made a character, made him look like me. I was like, this is great. And I got to a point where the difficulty meant that the players you were fighting against were going to get you on the ground and do some jiu-jitsu. And at that point I was like, well, I had my fun, and that's as far as I ever get in this game.
The exact same I did,
You know what it sounds like? You would have had a better time playing Ready to Rumble boxing. Do you remember that?
It definitely rings a bell.
No, it was just like you really only saw like the upper half of their bodies pretty much. But yeah, it was just a boxing game on I want to say GameCube when I was playing
back in the day.
Yeah, great game, great fucking game.
And I think
there's a time that we could have talked about it too. I kind of came into this thinking, and we should probably put a disclaimer, but this was more your typical like 1v1 2D playing fighter, and not like we talked about Smash Multiverses a bit, but we weren't really lumping those in here, right? Those platform fighters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could. I have no problem with them being included in the conversation, but I was kind of thinking more of your, and not to say that the likes of Smash and stuff like that aren't competitive games. They very much are, but I was thinking more of the those based around the big three.
I also don't want anyone getting mad at us for not giving Smash the attention it deserves.
And the thing is, and I've had so many conversations with Craig especially about this, because we've been playing Smash together for years. And the podcast, we'd always said, before I ever set up the podcast, and I was asking Craig would he ever hop on, he'd be like, I'd love to do a big deep dive into Smash Brothers, like this 3-parter episode. And we keep talking about things, and Smash Brothers comes into the conversation a little bit, and we always go, shush, no, we'll save that for the Smash Brothers episode. We're over a year into the podcast and we still haven't done the fucking episode, so we need to get on that, because it's a thing that needs its own. You could say that about any fighting game, but I think Smash Brothers culturally, in terms of what that achieved, has got to have an episode of its own, aside from fighting games. From myself, if I could recommend anything else, I'm just on my list of recommendations. It's just Smash Brothers. I just go play Smash Brothers.
It is.
Go play Smash Brothers. So after this, myself, Kev and Chris are doing a quick post show. I've selected some of the characters from the big 3 games, and I'm going to give you guys, if they were in films, who I'd cast as those. I want to get your opinion on those. If you're interested to see who I'm casting as some of the big characters from Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat, check out patreon.com/thegiftofgaming, and you'll find us for the price of a coffee a month, a bevy load of extra content there. Chris, Kev, thank you so much for hopping on this episode. Appreciate you both.
Thank you.
And to our listeners, as always and forever, keep enjoying the gift that is gaming. Peace out.